Yo, should I tell that story about the fucking pedophile we met?
Yes.
Alright, no interruptions, damn it. Unless it's something you remember, which I doubt. So, years ago, it's another story that was good. That involves Jay. And no, he's not the pedophile. Unfortunately, his cousin is. Rats! So, me and him, like, after the whole giant crack thing, like, a year later, we was like, you know what? It's the, like, second time something big has happened from an Instagram live. So, we're gonna do it again. Little did we know just how big, like, what was gonna come out of this. Yeah, how big something would actually come out of this. So, we're on there just, like, chit-chatting and whatever. And his cousin was in there, like, typing some little shits. And I'm like, alright, this nigga spin, get him in a live. So he gets in a live, he starts yapping. Now, keep in mind, he was 17 at the time. And, you know, fuck it, I'm saying this nigga's name, I don't care. His name was Evan. And,
okay, I remember
he was
this
talking
story.
about the... Yeah, you were involved in it. You were in the group chat. It was like, yeah, this was around the time, like, yeah, it was the very week this nigga got into DOA. So this was years ago.
Yeah.
I still remember this motherfucker had me playing a game that I will not name just to kill time until DOA downloaded. But anyways.
Hey,
so,
I had shitty internet.
Yeah, I know, but still, I fucking hated that game. Still do. Anyways, so he was in a live stream, we was talking, and he started talking about this one girl. Her Instagram account name is different, but I still don't feel the need to really say it, just in case there's, like, somebody who manages to track her down, which I highly fucking doubt, but still. I'll just say, I'll just call it Dreams. So anyways, he was talking about her, and he was saying that she was his age, which, sure. But anyways, he was talking, then after, during the live, I'm like, yo, I'll follow him, and added him to the group chat, and I remember, like either the same day or, like, next day, Buddy had called me, and I humored him for a little bit, and, Jesus, why is it laggy? But yeah, so I humored him, and
Jesus.
he was, bro, when I tell you this nigga just, like, went on, like, the most incel, like, tirade I've ever heard. It was, it was hilarious. It was literally killing me not to fucking laugh.
Oh my.
But, anyways, so, like, yeah, so he was, like, deadass screaming. And when I say incel, I don't mean, like, oh, like, these bitches need to be in the kitchen. I mean, like, a genuine incel. Like, this nigga was genuinely mad that he wasn't getting no play. Like, it was hilarious. So, anyways, oh yeah, the thing with oh shit, I almost said her name. So yeah, the thing with Dreams is he was saying she was acting weird. Like, she would block him, unblock him, start liking all of his posts and shit. Like, just strange behavior, which wasn't true. But anyways, so back to the call. Like, he was home alone. How I knew is because the echo. That was fucking great. Okay. But yeah, the echo. He was home alone screaming at the top of his fucking lungs, saying shit like, oh, these bitches think they could get away with whatever, like, treating a nigga however they want and blah, 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 blah. And, like I said, I'm trying not to fucking die from laughing. It shit was so funny. I literally considered muting myself so many times just to fucking, like, laugh at this nigga, but I'm like, nah, like, this nigga's definitely gonna know that I'm laughing at him.
What the hell was that damage?
Yeah. It's when, it literally is just like, if you try to parry and I grab you, then hella damage. But anyways, so, then I eventually, like, hangs up. And one thing that annoyed me the most is just how much he would interrupt me. Now, I fucking hate that shit with a burning passion.
Talking about me,
And
chat.
shut, whatever. Anyways, so Haha. But yeah, so anyways, eventually he hangs up. He's in a group
Fucking
chat.
shit.
And there's this one girl, I personally think she probably killed herself. Like, due to a lot of things that I'm not really going to get into. So I feel comfortable saying her name, which honestly sounds terrible. But anyways, so one time he had called the group chat. This was after, like, no, one time me and Leo were in the group chat call playing a certain game. And while DOA 5 was downloading, and this nigga like came in like and just started like speaking straight up Japanese. Like he was saying shit like, "Oh, like devs don't know what they doing when it comes to making games." And Call of Duty, man, I swear, like man, it was crazy. Like just talking like straight, like he talked like the fucking crackhead you try to ignore at the gas station. Like I just straight up. I'm pretty sure Leo remembers it. Like, this nigga just came in just straight up yapping. Leo, do you even remember that part or not?
No, I don't remember that part.
Well, either way. So, yeah, I forgot what we were talking about. But, yeah, all I know is this nigga just came in, like, speaking straight up Japanese, bro. Like just broken up Japanese at its finest. But, anyways. So, me and Leo finally played the yeah, this nigga like just leaves. I guess we didn't give him the attention he wanted because he just shut the fuck up. But anyways, so next time me and Leo were on DOA 5 because Leo was one of the few people who actually like was playing the game. It was him and another nigga who was on steroids. And Leo made this nigga fucking quit the game, by the way. So, which is still one of Leo's most one of Leo's most prized memories.
This nigga delayed it. Oh my god, I see it.
But yeah, Leo, you care to explain why you made this nigga quit?
Oh, all he did was fucking spam. This, look. He would just sit in a corner and did this.
No, he would just spam Ayane's drill kick.
Or that,
And then
yeah,
he said
but
he was gonna
this,
start a clan called Elite Spammers.
all he did was this.
Not even that, bro. This nigga just kept doing the drill kick.
That's all that nigga
Then
did.
Leo fucking double perfect him and made
Anonymous?
this nigga never play the game again.
I'm talking to you.
But yeah, anyways, so one time like me and Leo were playing DOA, so obviously we didn't join the group call. And so he was talking to Emily, one of the girls in the group chat. And what was it? Oh shit, I thought you were gonna do a teleport. Okay, this nigga is doing mind games. I like it. But damn, what the fuck? Okay. But yeah, so anyways, yeah, next time he calls me.
Was that
like,
nearly
like,
a perfect? Oh my god.
But yeah, so anyways, he calls me and then like he like, oh, you know that bitch Emily smoked drugs? I'm like, yeah, like I knew she smoked weed. Now when this nigga phrased it like that, I'm thinking he talking about crack or some shit like that. Which no, just weed. And then now
Fucking shit.
he had said he said something like, oh, like this bitch was telling I asked her what she was doing. And she was like, "Oh, I'm fuck. I'll just say, what's one way I could? Let's just say, like just giving a fish surprise. I'll just phrase it like that, a fish surprise. But anyways, and then he asked to see, which obviously fucking weird, and
No!
Anyways, so he had asked her, could he see? And she had basically called him weird, which understandably so. And then he was like complaining to me about it, saying, oh, like, why would you say something to get a nigga horny knowing he gonna want to see? And then try to say weird. I'm like, I mean, I don't know. Shit. Are you done, Leo? But yeah. So he was, yeah. So I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty weird question, mate. But, anyways. But yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So, oh, one thing I forgot to mention is he did, yeah. Within that same call, he was accusing Jay of being racist. So like yeah, so he said something like, "Oh, Jay, like he the type of dude to go for any girl, but when I like despite her race, but when I asked him what he get with a Portuguese girl, this nigga was literally being racist." And obviously Jay my bro, so I told him what the nigga said, and then he like, bro, like I never talked to this nigga about that, and I don't even know what the fuck a Portuguese girl is. And I'm laughing about it because obviously, and I'm like, yeah, I kind of figured he was full of shit. But, anyways, so, he was like, oh, anytime, like, this nigga say something, tell me about it. And I'm like, yeah, don't worry about it. I got you. I was gonna do that even if you didn't tell me to. But, anyways, well, yeah, so, that nigga was just weird when it came to his lies and shit. And Jay also told me a story about like how this nigga tried to press him, and he had beat his ass, which is funny because Jay is literally younger than this nigga. But anyways, so fast forward to some point in time, this nigga like started being like, Jesus, he had, was posting little girls to his Instagram. And I'm in the comments, I'm like, bro, what the fuck? Because it's not even like he was just posting little girls. He was also posting them with, like, the heart eye emoji and shit. And, I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm gonna put screenshots in this video, like, messages during this, yeah, messages and shit. But, anyways, so, in the comments, I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? And he was like, oh, I'm just posting nothing pedophile. And I'm like, there's nothing not pedophilic about this, but whatever. So I played a waiting game. And on top of that, my memory starts to get going. And then I remember Jay telling me about how he had a cousin who was gay. And he had told me this like a few months prior to me meeting this nigga.
Where's getting food?
And so what?
Where's getting food?
He's not in this game.
I'm not. I don't want to play this shit no more.
I'll tell you why he's not after the story.
Oh my god.
So, anyways, Jay had told me how he had a gay cousin. Now, I remember Jay also sending me the screenshots about his like his cousin like posting pictures of niggas with heart eye emojis and shit like that. I'm like, call me crazy, but what if this is the same fucking dude? And yeah, sure enough, it was. I go back to me and Jay's DMs, and damn, it's the same guy. And now, don't get me wrong, I don't have a problem with him being gay. I don't give a shit. But
why is there no overkill?
Is another thing I hate about this game. But yeah, anyways, so he was posting like pictures of like dudes like he had posted a picture from this account called Hot Black Men, and like he had put a what's it called, vomit emoji over it. And I remember going to that post and going to their account, because why the fuck, like, why is this thing recommended if you hate gay people? But anyways, so yeah, and lo and behold, the nigga was following them, which I thought was funny as fuck. But anyways, so so then on top of that, he also like had like hella stories of him just like saying fuck God, so on and so forth. Like, also, don't care if you don't like religion. I don't either, but like to the point where you're just flat out obsessed is strange as hell to me. But anyways, so like I said, the nigga was also gay, like I said, don't give a shit about. But I'm like, huh, isn't that silly that this the same person? But anyways, so eventually this, like a day or so later, he had asked me to tell this girl to unblock him. And I'm like, what's she block you for? And he was like, no. I'm like, how old is she? And he told me she was 13. Keep in mind, this nigga's 17. And I'm like, why'd you talking to a 13-year-old girl? And he's like, oh, we was just friends. And then I'm like, okay, why did she block you? And he was like, oh, she asked me if I liked her, and I said, yeah. And I'm like, you like a 13-year-old girl? And then you're like, I'm in his friends. Fuck, I should have told her that. I'm thinking, bro, what the fuck? So, anyways, I'm obviously not gonna tell her to unblock him because that's a very reasonable. That's very reasonable as to why she blocked his weird ass. But well, if come to find out, that's not the reason why she really blocked him. So, I had called Jay, and I'm talking to him about it. And he like, bro, like, don't trust anything this nigga says. Like, he's clearly a liar. I'm like, oh, I'm fully aware. Like, I'm not gonna tell her to unblock him. And I had, so he was like, yo, just like DM her, like, fucking get her point of view. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm just trying to figure out how I'm gonna go about doing that. So I text her, huh? But no, so I text her, and I'm like, I forgot what I started off with, but she instantly said, I swear to God, if you're that 17-year-old, I'm gonna block you. And I had to type fast as fuck just so she wouldn't. And I'm like, oh no, like, he told me to unblock you, which I'm not gonna do. I mean, no, he told me to ask you to unblock him, which I'm not gonna do. I was just here to get your POV because I don't really believe what he was telling me. And Jesus fucking Christ, am I glad I did that, because she like told me a bunch of shit, sent me screenshots. I don't have all of them because that Instagram account got deleted because I told somebody to KYS, which, I mean, free me. But anyways, I had over 100 screenshots exposing this nigga, but now I don't even have 10. But anyways, so she sending me like hella screenshots of this nigga just being weird, and I obviously post all of them. Like, I blocked this nigga first, and then I post all of them. Then eventually I unblocked him because I wanted him to see what his fate was. But anyways, damn, that was nice. So anyways, eventually, like, he sees my story and he's like, really, nigga, take that shit off your story. I'm like, no, fuck you. And then he was like, bro, like, delete that shit off your story now. Like, no, fuck you. Like, I told him the only way I delete it is if the people who were involved, because it wasn't just that one girl, and that I know of. And I'm like, the only way I would delete it is if she told me to. And she, like, I sent her that screenshot, and she like, don't delete it. I'm like, real, like, all due respect, I wouldn't have done it even if you told me to. But anyway, because I had censored her shit out, like, anything that could have tied it to her, I'm very confident, like, it's, like, we're not in the screenshots. But anyways, so I'm just, like, posting, like, all types of shit. Oh, bullshit. Whatever. But yeah, so I'm posting, like, everything. Like, every fucking screenshot I have, all types of shit. So, also going to live stream on my second account, and she's in there, and one of the girls, she tells me, like, the same girl, she had told me how this nigga had called her weird because she didn't tell him what color her underwear was, which you can only imagine how normal that is. But, oh, Leo, you done? The fuck? Yo, Leo. Oh, this nigga went AFK. Whatever. So, anyways, I remember the first girl he had told me about dreams. And I had found her Instagram and then messaged her asking her what really happened. And she basically told me that the nigga tried creeping out on her, but she had basically scared him off. I'm like, that sounds about right. So after I post everything, expose him, everybody knows like how weird this nigga is. Situation died down a little bit. Well, no, this was still while I was exposing him. So I found out. So yeah, I go through his. Well, you know, like how if you go on an account, it recommends like who that account's following. So I go to his account. Obviously, I'm not fucking following the piece of shit, but his account's private. And I see it's recommended. It's just a bunch of little girls. Like it's like it's a ridiculous amount of little girls. One of them was posing like bent over on a car, which honestly I wish I've never seen that like ever. But there was a bunch of them, like a bunch of like just little girls like this nigga was following, like with weird as fucking hell. And honestly, if those kids' parents ever like hear this, you're a shitty parent for letting your kid have social media. Like there's no ifs, ands, or buts. Especially if your kids post shit like that, you're a terrible parent. But anyways, I digress. So obviously I post the evidence of him following the little girls, trying to censor as much as I can while actually like proving that he's following kids. But yeah, so situation dies down a little bit, and then what happens? So yeah, he blocks me eventually.
I'm getting tired of this game, dog.
Yeah, this story's almost over. Calm down. But yeah, so eventually yes. What the fuck was I saying? But yeah, so he blocked me, obviously, and I was still exposing him and shit. So situation died down. There was nothing else to say, and I'll lay that talk. But yeah, so anyways, situation dies down. And so then one of my friends who Leo has personal beef with, she, so I remember her telling me that she, like, basically tries to go after pedophiles. Leo should know exactly what I'm talking about after that. And, yeah, fuck. So, yeah, we get in a Discord call, and she has two accounts. One, she's pretending to be all buddy-buddy with him, and the other one, she's posting the screenshots and shit. So, on the one where she's posting the screenshots, he finds that account while simultaneously talking to her on her main account, where she's pretending to be all nice with the nigga and blah blah blah. And it's funny because he gets on a call with her on both of the accounts, and like the difference between like his behavior versus when he knows he's talking to her versus when he doesn't is night as day, and I find that shit hilarious. And anyway, so while he was talking to her on her main account, the one she was being nice on, he had brought up my name, which I thought was hilarious. And he was like, oh, like this account, like there's this dude named Lord Entity who's been harassing me. Now, I'm on the Discord call and I can hear everything. And I just started laughing. I'm on mute, so he couldn't hear me. But I'm just dying laughing because I'm like, I'm still on this nigga's head. I traumatized him. But, anyways, so he mentions me. Obviously, nothing much really comes out of it. But anyway, so eventually we have our fun with trolling him, and he gets into the call, and we're just cussing him out, like just talking hella shit. She finds his Facebook and everything. Oh yeah, I also forgot to mention when I was on the phone with Jay, I also found a bunch of his accounts, and one of them was Young Rich Mexico. And in his bio, he says, "Start the new year off right, bisexual," which I thought was pretty comedic. But
Bisexual.
anyways, yeah, bisexual.
When did you see this?
Fuck, what point was it? I forgot. I think it was like, when I was on the phone with Jay, talking about the 13-year-old girl he was saying that he liked. And yeah, so back to Discord call. So we cuss him out. She finds his Facebook, which he later deleted his Facebook. I assume he was creeped out. And that was pretty much the end of it. Besides, like, me calling him on my second account just to troll him. And then just, like, I tried to fucking hang up, like, instantly just to fuck with him. But Instagram's dumbasses decided to black out the fucking screen. So, yeah, fuck you niggas. Anyway, so I get in a call with him, and, like, he trying to cuss me out. I'm cussing his bitch ass out. And I'm dead ass laughing. So, I hang up on him. So, yeah, I hang up on him. And I'm on a phone with this one girl, and like he keeps calling me. I'm like, okay, hold on, I'll call you back after this. So he was trying, yeah. So he kept calling me back, cussing me out while I'm cussing him out. Then eventually his grandma gets on the fucking phone, and this was the funniest part because she was like, "Oh, you better stop calling this number." It was Instagram, and she was like, "Oh, I got them hackers and blah 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 blah." When she said that, I dead as like was dying laughing because I'm like, that is like the most empty threat I've ever heard. Like, you're obviously fucking lying. Like, nobody phrases it like that. But anyways, so at this point in time, there's been no new developments. Well, actually, no. Jay got out of military school, and he had told me that his cousin, who was 14, this nigga Evan is like 20 something at that point in time. Jay had told me that this nigga was touching up on a 14-year-old cousin. Like, outside of that, I haven't heard anything else. I don't know where this nigga's at in life. Nothing. So, yeah. You really think you're deserving of Lady Rachel? Okay. We'll see. But yeah. So, that's basically the story with that pedophile.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like use this end segment for parts of the story that I'd forgot. So one thing I also forgot to mention is with some of the screenshots I have, he had also said shit like, "Oh, if I had a girlfriend, I would want her to look like this." No, and one of those screenshots, he had used a picture from Jasmine from the Boondocks, who is a 10-year-old girl. And then he had also used another picture of a actual child. And I'm gonna put the screenshots up here. Well, other ones I have. But anyways, and then I confronted him about it because he was like, "Oh, I'm not doing that shit no more. We'll take this shit off your story, blah 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 blah." And I sent the screenshot. I'm like, "Okay, you want to fucking explain this?" And he was like, "Oh, I want a girlfriend that looks like that. That's my age." Like, come on, nigga. I'm not dumb, and I'm sure as hell not believing your dumb ass. Like, come on, buddy. Fuck off. But yeah, I'm gonna just leave it right here, and if I start remembering anything else I forgot to add, then I'm just gonna keep adding on to this end segment. Okay, so also there are messages between me and him, like, after, like, cause he tried to like be cool with me like a few times after I'd exposed him, and he is a pedophile, so obviously I'm not fucking with him. And there's also messages between him and one of the girls during the aftermath, because there was shit between him and another girl who was 15, although 17 and 15, like, feel how you will about that one. But anyways, yeah, I don't think I have any messages between him and a 15-year-old. Well, I'll probably do. If I do, I'll put them in there. But I'm going to start off with the messages that that he sent between me and him after he tried getting cool with me. Then I'm going to put the ones, like, that he had sent to the girl that he was harassing. Yeah, one last little side arc. He had also, like, after I'd blocked him, I had figured out, like, via my other account, because it was recommended to me, that he had changed his name to Lord Entity Mexico. And obviously I'm going to take offense to that because you don't use my name while being a fucking pedophile. So, yeah, then, well, here's the messages between me and him during that period. Alright, well, that concludes the video, and There's really like nothing else for me to say, like outside of fuck Evan. And if you know him IRL, then well, make sure to put this video out everywhere so everyone else who might know him IRL sees it and knows precisely why why we don't fuck with him. Because his grandma and aunt have no idea. They just like know what he's been telling them, which is, oh, I'm harassing him and blah 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 blah. And how I know that is because Jay had told me that his aunt had told him like, oh, like you gotta make sure your friend stop harassing Evan or blah 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 blah. But yeah, so like I said, that's the end of the story, end of the video, and I'll just end it here. Later.